Hello again, good friends. Welcome, new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. I mentioned in the last video that I applied the PNS Renny Doyle bead maker onto the vehicle before we pulled it out into the sunlight for inspection. I did that purposely. The product has been heavily requested by you guys the last 2 weeks, so I listened and I went out and purchased some. I'm going to demonstrate out in the shop. I have both a hood to apply the product to and beat it up a little bit. I also have a vehicle that I can share my experience with you guys on application and removal. Both the panel and the vehicle are black so you can see, and I will also bring you in close so you can see the product. And it's enough wasting time. Let's get out and do it. You can grab the bead maker in gallon-sized containers. You can also get it in a 500 milliliter container for just over 10 bucks. All you're going to need for application is the bead maker itself. If it's out of a gallon, grab a sprayer, 2 microfibers for application. I'm going to apply it to both this test panel here and also the SS. This is a simple spray-on, wipe-off polymer sealant with a hardener agent. Not complicated. If you use it as a drying aid, you know what to do there. I don't have to explain that. If you apply it dry, do it this way. I will saturate the panel, one panel at a time. It's best out of direct sunlight, but I'm going to pull this car out into direct sunlight in heat and humidity and apply it as well. But for this here, we're in the shop. I am out of the elements. I'm going to spray some on my microfiber. I will drench the panel like I did here. I'm going to do a crisscross pattern with the first towel, put that to the side, grab my second towel, buff to perfection. And that is it. There is no streaking whatsoever doing it this way. Inside the shop here, humidity is down. We're going to change that a bit. Doors are now open, AC's off, and we're going to pull this out into the sunlight, out into the heat and humidity. I'm going to try and beat a storm that's rolling in, so the barometric pressure is dropping and the humidity is rising. Let me grab the rest of this door, and I'll apply it to the door behind it, and then we'll head outside. I can tell you, once it's on there, even as it's curing, it is smooth as glass. Once again, spray into the towel, into the microfiber towel, drench the panel you're working on, do a crisscross pattern, or just make sure it's spread across the panel evenly, and then you can buff to perfection. I would just use this personally on an unprotected car, something that's not going to get a sealant or a coating. I often get asked, what can I put over top of a coating or a sealant? Well, I'm going to tell you every time, nothing, except for maybe a dedicated topper that was meant to maybe fight off hard water spots. When I coat something or seal it, I actually love the characteristics of what I'm putting on there. If you put a cheap topper like I don't know, a wax or some type of quick detailer, you're going to change the characteristics to that cheap detailer you put on top of the coating, and I just will not do that. Not only that, putting stuff on top of a coating, by the time the coating is cured, it's so smooth, you're going to be pushing the product around on top of the coating. It really doesn't have a lot to bond to, unless it's a dedicated topper where the characteristics down to the molecular level are so close that they play together, they work well, and there is a bit of a bond there, but they don't last long either. However, I'm going to show you on the hood here what it looks like up close from start to finish, the whole application. And speaking of layering, this is one product that you can layer. Layer the bead maker on top of each other. And when you do the second application, it's as simple as then just spraying a little bit of the product onto a microfiber application pad and spread it out. A little bit will then go a long way. You don't need to drench the panel after that first application. Here's a good shot of the product after using the first microfiber. That second one really comes in handy, knocking the rest of the high spots off and then buffing to glorious shine. The hood feels so slick now, if I let go of the microfiber, it's just going to slide straight to the floor. Time to head outside, and with all the doors open, the humidity has risen quickly. We are up to 82% at this moment. By the time we get outside, it'll be around 85%. Besides speeding up a bit, I'm not going to change a darn thing. Application is going to be exactly the same, except for me going a little bit quicker so I can get back into the comfortable shop. Now, although the product is fun to work with, has a good scent, and really is quite user-friendly, it's not perfect. In the high humidity such as this, I'm not having a hard time wiping off the product. I'm still using the same two microfibers. However, 20 minutes later, if you come back, there's going to be some slight hazing where there's going to be some dark streaks. They wipe off easy, they wipe off quick, it doesn't take long, but you will have to check that before you tuck it in for the night or tuck it in for that 8-hour cure time. And that's the second thumbs down that I would give for the product, is an 8-hour cure time. I don't like a vehicle tying up my shop for 8 hours just for a simple spray on sealant. So what I'll do is I'll wait to the end of the day and I'll spray it, let it sit overnight, and have the customer there ready to pick up the car, because the cars are going to go right outside in the morning. Okay, my spoiled backside is inside with the AC cranked up once again, and this time I want to show the preparation on the panel before I apply sealants, and this is what I do for the Sealant Madness series we have going. A lot of people ask what I do to prepare applying a sealant or a quality wax or even a coating. This is part of it right here, and I thought I would let you in on it. So right after correction and right before the application of your coating or your sealant, I'm going to use either an IP wipe or body solvent or panel prep, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll use Polish Angel, Escalate Lotion, or Angel Wax Perfect Polish. Those are both cleaners with just a little bit of some micro abrasives in there to clean up. And I'll follow up that with another IP wipe to get some of the residue off of there. That has the panel perfectly clean, perfectly flat, ready to accept a sealant or a coating. Okay, the surface is ready for the best bond possible to this sealant, so we're going to apply it just like we did to the Trailblazer SS. We're going to soak the little portion of the panel here. I'm going to spray into the microfiber. Make sure it's spread out evenly, and that's it. I'll bring you in close so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I still have the same two microfibers that I've used to apply to the Trailblazer, and they're starting to get a bit saturated, so I'm going to have to move over to the second microfiber to buff it perfectly clean. And you'll see once I get to that second microfiber, it comes off rather quickly. And as you can see, no streaking. Unfortunately, the product needs to cure 8 hours to get the most out of it. So that's what we're going to do. Then we'll come back the next morning. We'll take off the masking tape and we'll show you some beading. I'll try to pressure wash it off. We're going to beat it up with some chemicals. We're not going to go crazy because I am going to put this on a test panel up against another sealant for the Sealant Madness series. As you can easily see, it's made that little portion of the test area darker, deeper, richer, and a bit more glossier. Alright, so if you watch closely, you'll see the product won't go anywhere. I'm going to test it and hit it with a few different chemicals here. We tried to pressure wash it off. You're going to see the outline. You're going to see the area is going to stay there. It's going to stay darker and deeper and richer. It's going to keep repelling water. And while I beat up the little test area here with these chemicals, I just want to make a quick point. When it comes to detailing products, don't take your information just from one source because the results from a product are so subjective. And that could be from either environmental properties, the way it's applied, the way the surface is prepped for application, the way it's removed, just the batch itself. Everything is subjective when it comes to detailing products. Get your information from multiple channels, multiple sources, such as maybe YouTube, forums, and other social media areas. But don't grab it from one source because it's going to differ. And just like if you watch CNN, you're going to have to tune into Fox to balance it out. If you watch Fox, you're going to have to watch CNN to balance it out because the truth lies somewhere in the middle. And you're going to find that out with detailing products. Get your information from multiple sources, and within you will find the information you're looking for so you can make the wise choice. I don't want you guys buying everything that I have shown or will show. I want you to watch the videos, gather information, and if it fits into your budget, if it fits into your detailing arsenal, hey, go ahead, be my guest. But don't stockpile 20 different detailing products for each category. Right, we've hit this sealant with a couple things, and it's still sticking around, it's still protecting, and that's good. That's what you're looking for. With all the contaminants that can splash up from the roadway, which could have transmission fluid, diesel, gasoline, motor oil, antifreeze, you can just imagine the chemicals on the roadway waiting to splash up into your car. It's good to have something that'll protect it. This will do it to a certain extent, maybe 30 days most, and you'll have to reapply, but it's user-friendly. It does have some problems, the cure time, a little bit of streaking when it's humid, but nothing you can't work around. Okay, so that is my experience applying the product in between 82 and 90% humidity. If it gets any higher than that, you're either applying the product up in the clouds where it's about to rain, or you just need to grab some more microfibers. Now the problem is 20 minutes later, you can come back to the vehicle and see some streaking. They, however, have wiped off easily for me. Hasn't been a real big deal. I'll just inspect the car before it gets tucked away for the night with that 8-hour cure time. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.